WNEMTV5 starts right now with breaking news.
We've been covering this breaking news all morning long. A crash happening at the Saginaw Children's Zoo.
And we're told that crash impacted one of the enclosures there for the animals at the zoo. TV5's Lauren Piesco has been on the scene all morning. Lauren, good morning. What can you tell us?
Yeah, Blake, Sarah, good morning. So we were actually arrived at the zoo this morning to cover their soft opening this weekend, but as you can see, plans changed. We arrived around 4:45 a.m. and as we arrived at the scene here outside the Saginaw Children's Zoo, there was a car in the fence. We were told someone drove through the fence early this morning, probably closer to 4 a.m. There was a wolf enclosure here, so when the driver drove through, there was the potential that wolves could get loose. We are here to confirm that no animals got out of the zoo, no wolves escaped. So I know there's been some comments online that if you escaped, that is not the case. No wolves got out, no one was injured, everyone is okay. And first responders are starting to clear the scene here. They're boarding up the fence right now, but I've got two of our zoo staff here with us. Ashley, you're our lead keeper at the zoo. What was your reaction when you pulled in this morning and saw a car in the fence?
Yeah, it was pretty shocking. Obviously, we were expecting to cover our soft opening. So I'm really glad that I was here, though, because I was able to help the staff that was here. We had a super quick response, so we were able to take care of this very quickly. So I'm happy that I was here.
Have you guys ever experienced anything like this? Has an animal ever got loose from the zoo?
No. Since I have been here, we've not had an animal ever escape from the zoo. So this is the first time I've ever experienced this, for sure.
And I talked to a few officers who said they were standing guard, standing by in the moment. They saw a few wolves run by, but none of them got out. How do wolves react to all, people, vehicles, loud sounds, lights? Would it be realistic for wolves to run out when there's so many people around?
Certainly a possibility, but our wolves generally want to get away from the danger. They do not want to, go towards it, so they want to stay safe. So her reaction, we had one wolf in the exhibit at the time, her reaction was definitely to stay away from it. So luckily we had some staff here and we were able to effectively push her into the kennel and secure her so that we can make sure that she's been safe, she's been checked over by our vet, and we know that she's safe and healthy and unharmed. So it was a very good, fast response by our staff.
Well, Amy, Ashley, I thank you both for being here so early this morning. Obviously not the circumstances you want to be here this early for, but we appreciate you guys and we're glad everyone is safe and sound. Yeah. Live outside the Saginaw Children's Zoo, Lauren Piesco for TV5. Stay with us all morning long. We'll be here outside the zoo giving you live updates as they come. But for now, sending it back to the studio.
All right, Lauren, thank you for that continued coverage. More rain coming to mid-Michigan today as we take this live look over downtown Saginaw.
Yeah, and it's wet. And we're going to see some winds today, too. So First Alert meteorologist Matthew Mondros tracking that and everything you need to know in your First Alert forecast.
Good morning, Blake, Sarah. Yes, we are tracking more rain in your forecast. This is the second day of this low pressure system as it moves through. Before today, first alerting you to some windy conditions. We were starting to pick up on the stronger breeze earlier this week and especially yesterday, seeing that wind forecast going up just a little bit more. For this morning, there is a wind advisory from the National Weather Service. It's for the entire TV5 viewing area that goes into effect at 8 o'clock this morning. Sustained winds right now at 18 miles per hour in Saginaw, 21 in Flint, 23 miles per hour in Port Hope. Those gusts in Port Hope at 35. They're at 29 in Flint. And we're also seeing gusts reported at around 29 miles per hour in Houghton Lake as of right now. We expect today's gusts out of the northwest to reach around 40 to 45 miles per hour. There's I-75 in Bertram with your Godwin's camera. Definitely a wet and windy morning. Travel forecast has yellow lights, more so just because of that crosswind picking up and also because of the wet roads. But delays have been minimal. Your live on time traffic map, sponsored by Mid-Michigan Toyota dealers, actually does look pretty good for us. We haven't seen any major delays or slowdowns across Mid-Michigan. Still no crashes to report, even around Otisville, Mount Morris, and Grand Blanc, all green with your drive times. And if you're traveling towards Lansing, Ann Arbor, or Metro Detroit, no major delays in those directions either. Just encountering more wet roads and more rain as you're heading in those directions this morning. So drive safely. Sarah, Blake, send it back over to you.
Matthew, thank you. Right now, we're working to learn more regarding a lawsuit involving Flint City Council members. Look here, Tanya Burns giving TV5 this document that you see on your screen, telling us she filed a lawsuit against other council members after they voted to suspend her for 30 days. Be sure to stay here with us, TV5, as we continue to follow this developing story.
Genesee County 911 facing an uncertain future. Executive board member and Flushing Mayor Joseph Karlichak says the dispatch call center is running out of money. He says the current surcharge rate per device is one of the lowest in the region at $1.86. He's pushing for the County Board of Commissioners to put a rate increase to $3 up for a vote this August or November. If that doesn't happen or it gets voted down, that 911 center could crumble.
By 2026, as I said, the deficit will grow so large that the savings that the 911 has is going to be exhausted, and you can't operate. They won't be able to pay the employees that work there, their paychecks, the benefits, the cost to operate the 911 center, and all of that. It'll all go away.
Karlichak says it would only amount to an additional $14 a month per device for people who live in the county. Genesee County 911 took more than 450,000 calls last year.
Bringing awareness to the challenges that Black women, Black mothers face when having a child, Revive Community Health Center in Flint had an opportunity and an event Thursday to highlight disparities in the system. A Michigan maternal mortality surveillance program report says that Black women are almost 3 times more likely to die from pregnancy-related causes than white women.
As a healthcare provider, we understand that we have a role in this too, whether it be implicit bias, structural racism within the healthcare system. So we have to challenge ourselves and our colleagues to make this a better environment for our Black mothers.
Governor Gretchen Whitmer did declare April 11th through the 17th as Black Maternal Health Week in Michigan.
We have an update to some developing news we first brought to you yesterday morning. Midland County Sheriff's Office investigating a deadly crash from Wednesday. The sheriff says it happened at West Saginaw Road and Frank Street in Geneva Township, and that a 61-year-old man from Isabella County turned into the path of a car driven by a 34-year-old woman from Warren Township.
That woman had to be taken to the hospital where she later died. The sheriff says that the man did not have any serious injuries. A final report will be sent to the Midland County Prosecutor's Office.
Many signs point to a thriving U.S. economy, so experts have been predicting interest rate cuts. But recent inflation numbers have many pushing back predictions of when that might happen. Now a handful of prominent voices are saying rate hikes might be the future. Amy Kiley looks at why and how the uncertainty will affect you.
We got to go all the way.
A small but growing number of Fed officials and economists say it's possible interest rate hikes could be coming. Fed Governor Michelle Bowman says an increase could be necessary if inflation progress reverses. And the Minneapolis Fed president says a hike is not off the table.
We stop short, then you all are going to say, well, maybe they're going to stop short next time.
Those are minority Fed views, but the new Consumer Price Index report shows inflation accelerating. That has former Treasury Secretary Larry Summers floating the idea of a rate increase. A wholesale inflation gauge out yesterday is better than expected, but it shows the highest 12-month increase in almost a year.
The one thorn in our side, obviously, is inflation, which has been very hard to vanquish.
The uncertainty is affecting the stock market.
There's so much dissent within the Federal Reserve and their governors coming out at different times. The fact that they don't speak in one voice, and I know they're not supposed to, but it can be so confusing to the marketplace.
It's also creating doubt that loan rates will improve soon,
which many people were expecting, whether to buy a car or to purchase a home in the next few months.
And stubborn inflation itself affects how Americans feel.
Even though Americans' wages overall have lately been outpacing inflation, that still doesn't mean that Americans feel great about their finances.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Another new report shows mortgage rates are slightly higher week over week.
Here in Michigan, listen to this. Don't forget, working families who qualify, you can take advantage of the Michigan Earned Income Tax Credit. Listen to this. The new law took effect back in February. The tax credit goes up to 30% of the federal earned income tax credit. The amount depends on factors that include your income, your filing status, and the number of dependents that you have. The governor's office says that 700,000 households in Michigan could benefit.
In more local news, Flint's mayor is hoping to make the city more walkable with his Safe and Clean Summer initiative.
The Flint City Council approving Mayor Sheldon Neely's proposal to use $4 million of ARPA funds for sidewalk repair and tree maintenance. Right now, an assessment of all the city sidewalks is underway, identifying the areas that need to repair or need to be repaired the most. Trees damaging sidewalks will also be addressed and possibly removed as well.
City's goal is to improve safety, the appearance of neighborhoods, and overall quality of life for those living in Flint. Mayor Neely says, quote, making the community more walkable gives Flint residents the opportunity to get out and safely explore the city.
Need something to do tonight? Maybe go see Matilda. The Saginaw Youth Choir performing Matilda the Musical. There will be 2 performances, one tonight and tomorrow. Both start at 6. For more information on tickets, go to the hot link section of our website, WNEM.com.
Next Thursday, April 18th, Moorish Elms Elementary Schools in Genesee County, they'll both host a charity basketball game that benefits the Whaley Children's Center. There'll be a raffle, a free throw contest, and a DJ. It kicks off at Swartz Creek High School. Of course, that's next Thursday. Doors open at 6. Tickets are $5.
This morning, we're tracking more rain showers moving through mid-Michigan. There have been some breaks at times, though. In Flint, there was a little bit of a pause in the rain about an hour ago, but you've had some showers starting to move back in. Across the middle of the thumb, still seeing a pause in the rain right now, but you see this all starting to swirl back around towards the east. Wind gusts this morning already 20 to 25 miles per hour. We are first alerting you to a windy day. We'll go over that wind gust forecast in your full First Alert forecast coming up. Let's hear Blake. Send it back over to you.
All right, Matthew, thank you. TV5 News time this morning is 6:09.
Preparations for the Memorial Cup. A look at what some local businesses have planned. Let's go outside to Mount Pleasant this morning. Good morning to you. If you're Mount Pleasant, you're seeing pretty decent conditions. And if you're headed out, you need some gas. A look at your average prices across our region.